Today we are discussing a very important and possible future. Yes, a future whose picture has been captured in our sources. In this, it has been shown how China may become the world's greatest power in this century and may leave America behind. This source presents a very long and imaginary picture. So today we will try to understand this picture. What could be the main turning points? What could be the challenges? Let's talk about this in depth. So where does this journey start from? The source says that the history of China and its recent economic boom is very important. Yes, China has once been the richest country in the world. Then came a period of decline, and then in the last few decades, it has returned with an extraordinary speed. Definitely, you see, it has increased in GDP, increased in profit, and then technology. It has done wonders in technology, e-commerce, electric cars, AI. Yes, all this is becoming the basis of China's growing economic power. The source considers it to be the key to China's global strategy. And then, China's step on the global stage. Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. Yes, there is a lot of mention of BRI, creating ports and infrastructure all over the world, a large network. And it is related to building a military base in Djibouti. It was the first foreign military base. And the source says that there may be plans to build more such bases in the future. So, along with economic expansion, military expansion is also underway. Yes, that is also an important aspect. Increasing nuclear weapons, then those hypersonic missiles. The Ninth Army has also developed tremendously. Aircraft carriers, activities in the South China Sea. All these sources say that by 2049, it is part of the goal of the nation's rejuvenation. An imaginary timeline has also been given in the analysis, like what can happen in the decade of 2020 to 2040. Yes, there are some interesting points in it. One is that America has its own internal problems and perhaps some of its security policies. Can this benefit China? The possibility has been shown. In addition, the political impact of BRI will be seen to increase. China's military power will be stronger. And a big imaginary turn has also been told. Taiwan issue. Yes, a possible military operation has been imagined in Taiwan. And also that perhaps America should not interfere directly in it. This is a big if, it is obvious. But does this analysis only talk about China's expansion? Won't it have its own problems? No, there are also problems. Like China's declining birth rate. That is a big worry. And that middle income trap thing. Yes, that is getting stuck at a low level. Not being able to become a developed economy, this is a real threat. And what will happen after Xi Jinping? Questions have also been raised on that. A possible era of instability may come. Let's move on. How can the picture change in the decades of 2050 to 2070? There are signs of more changes in the balance of power. The source imagines that China can build a network of its military bases all over the world. And for resources, like lithium or other important things, yes, those resources can be fast. And another important thing, the pressure of the dollar. There may be a shortage in it. Yes, and other currencies like yuan may gain more importance. In this analysis, another very big imaginary crisis has been told, related to America. Yes, there is a serious economic crisis in America. It may be due to a heavy loan or a global crisis. And the consequences have been told seriously. I mean, the situation has also been imagined of an internal war, even a planetary war. This is a very big thing. But will China be fine during this time? The interesting thing is that no. The source says that during that time, economic instability can also come in China. Political turmoil can occur. So, in the end, in the decade of 2080 to 90, how can the world look according to this imaginary scenario? In this imagination, China goes through all this turmoil and rises as a major power. But what kind of China will it be internally? Maybe something like an indirect democracy. I mean, there may be elections, but the control of the party or the army should remain strong. And America may become one again after the planetary war, but it will not be the same global power as before. Its situation will be weak. So, will there be a Chinese emperor on the world? Here is an important thing. The analysis says that even after being at the top of China, the world will probably remain multipolar. It is very bad. I mean, the European Union, India, Russia will all be influential. Yes, these powers will also matter. Then there will be two ways in front of China. Either they try to create their own pressure or choose the path of cooperation. So, based on these sources, we saw a very detailed and imaginative view of how China can become a global power. It has economic moves, military moves, geopolitics. But it is very important to remember that, as you said, this is just a possibility. Yes, the sources themselves believe that it is only 10 to 20% possible. There are a lot of real challenges in front of China: decreasing population, economic instability, and there is also the present pressure of America, both militarily and technically. So this is not a prediction, this is just an analysis. It is a thought that if this happens, what can happen? And before leaving, a question for our listeners as well. Thank you.